What's up guys, it's Michael here. In this video, we're going to talk about the resurgence of Prop 22 in California. So let's get into it. Before I start to continue on with this video, please click the like button down below and subscribe button so YouTube will notify you when I upload a new video. So let's get into it. So within the past day or two, before I uploaded this video and creating this video, the judge decided to look at Prop 22 and say it is unconstitutional and he wants to abolish it. But the judge, or whoever court attorney, is a California judge. So you see two conflicting sides. First, Prop 22, you gotta understand what it is. So it was enacted around in 2020. It was against big gig companies like Uber, DoorDash, Lyft versus basically the state and more specifically the workers union. Whether on which side you're on, I suggest you to always think outside the box. Never take the opinions from everyone, including myself. What I'm here to give you today is information from both sides. I'm not going to pick a side for you. You will figure that out yourself. I'll just give you what do they hide on one side and what the other side hides. Put it this way, both spectrums, they have their own hidden agendas. I'm here to make it clear on both sides, whether or not who you're working for or who you're supporting. First, are you supporting the employee, or are you supporting the consumer, or are you supporting the company? So if you're supporting the employee and you think some of the information is wrong, go find someone who works for DoorDash, Uber, or Lyft and ask them, what do they do? What type of job do they do? And how many hours do they work? Do you prefer part-time as a contractor or as a full-time worker? So what it is breaks down. The judge considers unconstitutional, breaks against people's rights and worker unions' rights, right? So they want to get rid of it. And the companies say that it's not fair. They vote on it because it passed. I believe it was like 58 or 59% voted yes, Prop 22 should be a thing. And the workers union wants to abolish it. So it makes it that everyone is employees instead of contractors. So let's break down both sides of the argument and make sure you guys click the like button down below and subscribe, so I can help you guys think for yourselves. Think outside the box. Don't be so narrow-minded. Just because someone says something, you have to believe. Just do your own research. If you don't like what they say, just take it in one ear and take it out the other ear. Except for this video. This video, you should click the like button down below. So let's start with the left side. This is more, you can call, SJW or workers union. Let's call it the more Democrat side, the left side. So what do they want is they want to get rid of Prop 22. So that's when the California judge came and they declared it unconstitutional based on hidden agendas. So their argument is saying the employee is not getting fair treatment because they're a contractor. So hold on. Let's say what do they mean by unfair? So first, the left side. They say they don't get enough benefits. For example, their argument is they don't get benefits such as workers' compensation, overtime. They don't have to have minimum wage. So, and they don't also have to have basically car insurance, liability insurance, all these other types of insurances. And that's not fair for the worker as an employee. But that's what they state. Remember this. This is very important. This is on the left side. Going towards the right side, this is the people who are more conservative and want to keep whatever they have, because what they have right now, it works pretty well. That's what they think. So they said if, Prop 22 gets deleted, or in this case, revoked by the California judge, what happened, they say, is people will be treated as employees and companies will not be able to survive, which is true and kind of not true. And the other side will argue like, hey, other people will take over your company. But the problem is you keep enacting stricter laws, there'll be the point no one will be able to build up a company. If they do build it up, they'll just leave to another state and go with all your money. And more talent will leave, sadly. And that was currently what's happening. No matter how many things you want to spew it out, just leave it at the end. The data and facts will be based on the US Census, so it's taken, because they don't have a hidden agenda. Even if they do have a hidden agenda, it's still a lot less likely than other news articles. And my job is to report on both sides and just to put all the stuff they left off and all the biased parts on both sides and put it into them. Put all the stuff they left off and put it into it, and you will think for yourself. If you don't believe it, just go find someone who works in Uber, Lyft, or DoorDash and ask them specifically. Ask specific people. Maybe order one from like DoorDash one time. I mean, it doesn't hurt, right? And have a little conversation with them. That's the best part about making connections. So getting part to the right side, people are like, most people here is like, hey, I don't have to pay for all these extra type of stuff and benefits that I don't use. And hey, in their arguments, like, hey, the company cannot support all these extra payments because they're basically side gigs. That's what the whole theory and business model it is. The business model is for people who want to work as a side gig, most of the time not full time, to do all this extra work. And they said, oh, if we do all this extra other stuff, the company will go broke. We have to move out because we pay so much taxes already on top of other stuff. So now you base a short version of both sides, what they want to do. One says the workers don't have no rights because that's what they think. And they say when they interview the people, same with the right side, they say they interview the people and say what they want. At the end, it's both have hidden agendas. And here I'm going to break down both sides are missing. Number one, you got to keep this in mind. If you're a contractor, you will have to issue, I believe it's a 1099. I have a video actually linked up on how 1099 works. So basically, they have to fill out a form. But here's the difference. The company has to give out the form to you. So if you're an employee, you have a lot less work as a contractor. They give you out the form, you just request it. You just fill it out and you send it back. It's really simple. You don't have to basically way less hassle. So the second part that both sides especially left out is taxes. This is the most important part because you got to keep this in mind. Taxes work differently in different brackets. How I always pitch you guys how investing is really important and why hitting the like button down below is very important. So this video gets shoved in front of more people's faces. So what works is how taxes against contractors and when it comes to actual employees. So when you look at the two, what's the difference? So when you're an employee, you got to have all these benefits and stuff. And who pays for it? The company does. Like when a company pays for it, what does the company need to do to get back money? It goes to consumer. So that is basically anti-consumer right there. Anti-consumer, because consumer at the end, your whole point is to make the prices low enough and people were willing to pay for it. So besides taxes concerned and health benefits, let's see what did the people as an employee, what do they think? I have a friend who works as an employee. He personally works it as a side gig. Basically, he doesn't work full time. If you are an employee, you are mandatory to work this specific amount of hours. I believe it's around like 6 to 8 hours, sometimes overtime. But most people work this as a side gig. And second of all, where a side gig, most of the time, it gets taxed completely different. Most of the time, way less than becoming a full-time employee. And all those benefits they hand out, do the people use them? Most likely not, because they usually have a different full-time job. That full-time job, that usually pays for it. And whether or not, and you got to look at the financial statement of the company. Is the company making money? They can say they're making money. That could be true or not true. But you got to look at are they making a profit for what they're doing right now? Or is the profit, if they're showing they're making profit, is it from investors still pumping money because they believe in their company? You got to look in that too. So whether or not the business model is profitable or not. So it requires you to think outside the box. But the most important part that both sides left out, they said this is not fair. But you don't forget, these people, how many of them, majority, because they both of them don't list data, but based on what my experience is and talking to a few people who work in this field, they work it as a side gig. They don't want to work full time. If you get rid of contracts, how are they able to work this side gig as a side contract? And most of them don't even use their benefits provided because they have another full-time job. That's what they don't get. People in California don't get. And what I don't get on the other side is, why don't they make it very clear? For example, they say that, some places, like, oh, you're not having workers' compensation stuff. They do give it out, but why don't you guys give out better benefits as a contractor? They can totally do it. And whether or not the company's profitable, it'll be up to basic investors and the company itself to provide and disclose that statement. So at the end, that's all I got to say. And I really hope you guys take this information before you guys vote and just to think outside the box. That's the most important part. What are you trying to benefit? What agenda are you trying to push? What information is left out? So you got to look at, are you trying to support the employees or are you trying to support the consumers? Are you trying to support both of them? At the end, you think about if they become employees, they get a tax. California gets to tax them way more and more money goes to California. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, that will depend on your opinion about it. And that's it for this video. I hope you guys like this video. Please click like, share, and subscribe. And most important thing, think outside the box. See you guys next time.